as Jewish people rally together here in Israel and around the world, and we blast the shofars, we blast the silver trumpets in a time of war, we believe for God's intervention. We believe for full and total and complete victory for Israel, that the enemy will be defeated and our sons and our daughters will be able to be returned home. Even those who are already murdered, to have a decent burial. I watched some of the memorial service, and I saw Erica Kirk, his wife, his widow, just a lioness. And I remember when I met Charlie Kirk, he was so laser focused, and his wife also is just focused. And she says, we must continue this work. We must rally together. Now imagine with me for a moment if there was a way to rescue her husband from murder, to bring him home. And imagine that she would give everything. Maybe now you understand that we must continue to give everything in order to bring our brothers, our sisters home. We can't let terror win, though. We see how Britain, Canada, Australia, Portugal have recognized a Palestinian state, right? Monaco, Belgium, Luxembourg, Malta, and Andorra recognized a Palestinian state. I mean, do they really think that that's going to bring peace? Who's going to run this state? Are they capable? Have they shown themselves in recent time, wherever, capable with the right abilities and goals to run a state? I mean, I know that there's stresses because they feel the pressure of global jihad. That doesn't mean that this is what they've even asked for. I've said this before. It isn't even what they've requested. Has the Hamas ever said, we want to dwell in peace alongside Israel? That's all we want. No, they've said what they wanted, and that's to obliterate Israel, to destroy the West. I mean, it comes from their bosses in Iran, right? Which is death to America, death to Israel. And so you have France recognizing a Palestinian state too. And I just wonder, do people realize what they're getting themselves into? Maybe later they'll start to say, well, now that we've done that, we need to start figuring out what we've done.
Fortunately, Hamas has repeatedly rejected reasonable offers to make peace. We can't forget October 7th, can we? Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities, including October 7th, even while they refuse to release the hostages or accept a ceasefire. Instead of giving to Hamas and giving so much, because they've taken so much, this could have been solved so long ago. But instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now.
You can't change people. They have to choose to have different goals. They would have to choose to not be jihadists and worship this, be a death cult, right? And so Palestinian Authority refuses to recognize Israel as a Jewish state, refuses to recognize that it's even there. And they pay terrorists to do terror. They pay murderers. They teach children through, Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, translated into Arabic, and other evil writings that just demonize Israel and say that Jewish people have no right to exist. But I'm just saying, I believe that there are more allies. I believe there are more allies that stand for the free world, that stand for the Judeo-Christian way, that stand for democracy and freedom, and don't want to see the world plunge into an anarchy. And this whole recognizing a Palestinian state, they don't know what they're saying, I think. They must not know. Do they know what Hamas stands for? Do they know what the PLO stands for? Do they know the teaching? They have to change. They have to change their minds. And no partial deal is going to be acceptable. Nothing. Not even a Palestinian state. Nothing is going to be acceptable unless all the hostages, there's about 20 living or so. How many of them are already murdered? They all must be returned home at once. Right now, IDF is dropping thousands, hundreds of thousands of leaflets with evacuation orders. Get out of the center of Gaza City. 600,000 people have already evacuated Gaza City, and there's still another 200,000 or 300,000 left that are wanting to be human shields for Hamas. But guys, this is time to end this. It's time to win. It's time to stand together in strength. Pray for protection in combat for us, Isaiah 54. Pray for wisdom and strategy, Proverbs 2 verse 6, that we don't fall to international pressure. Pray for strength and endurance, Isaiah 40. Unity and morale, Psalms 133. Go look up the word victory in the dictionary. That is what we are contending for.